Okay. Okay, we're back. Let's see. I can't hear you. Perfect.
Mute myself, you can.
Cool. Yeah, so we are talking about self-soothing. What are your favorite methods?
I literally wrote this out today. So I've been experimenting with this somatic thing just the last couple of
Mm,
days. And it's the sitting with approach and feeling it through. And it's been really good because
mm,
I'm really good today after yesterday. So I was just like, okay, when negative feelings, thoughts arise, I was
mhm,
angry, feeling abandoned, disappointed, and disbelief. And I was like, okay, what do these feelings want? Like, what do these feelings want?
yeah.
And that's hard when you feel like you're going through them. But I think the first step is like, these are here, acknowledgement. What are they showing up to do? If you can
Mm,
have the separation of while you're in the feeling, asking it what it's about. You know what I mean?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Big step, but that was like a huge intervention. Instead of pivoting, I'm not having this. This is
Mm,
wrong. Trying a different pathway to stay with. And then imagining like, what do they want from me? And like the feeling is like, what do they want to do? Being like,
yeah.
I want to lash out right now.
Mm,
I don't want to be inconvenienced. I,
hmm
like, are you even thinking? Do you like what are you even doing? Those feelings. And then trying to dig deeper, like, okay, what's the source of this? What's the source material
hmm
that's bringing up these feelings? Am I angry about work or is it angry at work about something else?
Yeah.
And obviously for me, it's always something else, but it's these circumstances, like what's the cause now? And then we can look deeper still. So for me, it was like work
Yeah.
stuff, like dumb, but just communication, Mercury retrograde, like people not speaking to hear each other,
Yeah.
speaking to speak afterward, that so frustrating. So then
Mm,
taking any ties, like, okay, Mercury retrograde, I'm like connecting the dots, like what else is happening out here beyond me that's let's take all my toys or my Legos and put them into one pile. What are we working with here? What's the whole
yeah.
storm? I'm gonna feed it, sit
Yeah.
with it. I'm gonna feed it with this information of awareness about what I'm going through, where it's coming from, and then
Mm,
try to cut it down the middle, and then find out like what's beneath this. And to me is like, okay, knowing that these are tendencies of perfectionism, these people are so fucking stupid, like
hmm
those feelings, like I can't be stupid and look at you, you being a fucking idiot over there. Those types of
Big Virgo
those
energy.
feelings. Oh yeah, cutting.
hmm
I want to be mean and I'm not mean.
Yeah.
And
No,
I won't,
you're
that's not
not.
adaptive behavior. So how do we intervene with that and know like this is what it
Mm.
wants? That's
hmm
my shadow showing up
Yeah. Yeah.
and it needs attention. I'm not going to pretend I'm not
Yeah.
mad. I'm going to honor this feeling. So then what the hell do I do next? I drill down in the Virgonism, right? Virgonism. I like that word. Virgonian um archetype of the logician and like the figure
hmm
outer because you always are. And then that goes back to like the childhood stuff of like I was the one always figuring things out. I had to do it right. I had to do it perfect. If I didn't do it perfect, I would get in trouble. I had never had space to be imperfect, and these people do. That's my resentment.
Mm.
And
Oh,
like,
yes.
do you follow that train of thought?
Yes. Oh, I have that all the time. I'm sure I had that today. Yep.
Great. So I think it's like a collective thing we're sitting with. Also, the Virgo eclipse on Friday is truly with
Right
Mercury
now.
retrograde.
Virgo eclipse right now.
Oh, now it's happening
hmm
now. Oh, fuck.
Right this moment.
Oh. Are we literally on a call breaking cycles? I'm
I know, right? Yeah. So actually, this is a great segue, if I may,
please.
into looking at your chart because I think it's so relevant. And um, I'm not going to share your chart with the screen because that's personal info. But I will talk about what I see here. So can you give a little bit of background on the chart placement you were curious about?
Yeah. So, and if you're looking at a different aspect, totally fine. The one I was curious about with the eclipse
Yeah.
is so the eclipse starts in Pisces season with Virgo full moon. Then
Yeah.
there's another one in Aries, and I was listening to an astrology podcast about Aries crossing over the zero line and a bunch of planets crossing over the zero into Aries, which is going to create a
Mm,
lot of interesting energy. And so
yeah.
they're like, okay, look at where Aries is in your chart. And I said, okay, big Aries time. I've got other cardinal sign placements, but Aries is not one in my actual chart, but it's my midheaven.
Yep.
So I don't know much about the midheaven, and I know that there's something significant about the midheaven and its placement in like a our life type of way. That's
Hmm.
really interesting with like what's going on with the eclipse moving through Aries in my midheaven, a lot of things shifting over into that sign. So
Yeah.
that was kind of like that's not like a oh my personality. This is like a this almost feels like those larger transits, and you're the
Oh
expert.
yeah.
Feel more like a life
Yeah.
evolution than like
Hmm.
a oh I decided today I'm not gonna be so hard on
Yeah,
myself.
it's not a personal planet thing at all.
No, it's like a this is this these outer planet motions, they be kicking your butt wherever it wants to. That's the outer planet in my mind, because I have no you have no choice. Okay, personal planets or not, I feel like personal planets hit different than outer planets because you're like,
Yeah,
oh, it's
for
my
sure.
personality, I'm affected. But bigger planet stuff is like, uh-oh, I'm on a roller coaster while having
Yeah.
my feelings about it that I can't get off of. Those are outer planets
Right. Right. Yeah,
to me. So
absolutely.
cute, let's go.
Okay.
Tell me
Okay.
everything.
Okay. So I just want to say before, so I pulled up your chart with um progressions and with transits. So I could see both like how your planets have evolved, how your natal planets are showing up for you now in this stage of your life.
Whoa.
But then also what, so that's progressions, and then transits are, what the planets are doing now. And I'm glad I did. So I I want to look at your Aries midheaven. So I think of the midheaven as like, so people say like career, but I think that's a very new concept. So I think of it as like purpose and like legacy, like what you are working toward in your life that will be so big that it, leaves behind something. Um, and it's like the energy that you're embodying as you're embodying your most, the pinnacle of you and the pinnacle of what you have to offer the world. Um, and so we look at kind of the bottom of your chart first to see like where you've come from, right? Your roots, your base. And yours is in Libra, which is very okay. I have a Libra rising and a lot of planets in Libra, so I can say this. It's a very people-pleasing energy, and it's very
Hmm.
externally focused on relationships. And like my relationships keep me safe. Like I have to be a certain way in relationships to be safe. And it's like less rigid than Virgo, but still very rules-based. Very like I have to do this or this will happen. And sort of this like controlled.
And it's the cardinal air sign too, right?
Yeah.
So and tell me if I'm wrong, tending a little bit towards their own dogma in the ruling system.
Yeah, totally.
Like I think that's the tough thing about cardinal signs is like they kind of get they kind of get like a flat line typecast because they're so solid in some of these ways that are so
Yeah.
individualistic. You can say that
Yeah.
about any of the signs, but I say that about Libra as an air sign because the people pleasing
Mm,
becomes so innate to it wanting to be the great equalizer. So like
right, exactly.
there's a beauty in that, and then there's a detriment of that aspect.
Yeah,
Wow, so that's beautiful. Wow.
it is.
Also, I'm like, guys, you're gonna think I'm absolutely nuts. I did not know that midheaven was like my purpose career. When I do tarot, wands, fire
Mm,
are something
yeah,
that I hear are like career oriented. I've been
right.
switching my readings from career. I'm like, okay, if you want to talk, if you want this reading to be about your job, you can apply the wands to your job.
Yeah,
However, my favorite interpretation is with your purpose and like your spiritual mission while you're here. I'm just kind of like, I don't want to have conversations about your work.
yeah,
I'm here to have conversations I want to have about your reason for being here and what you're trying to
right.
do.
Well, and you can apply that to whatever job you do.
Correct. So I get people in that way to see that, like, your job can be a projection of these things, but
Right.
yes. So I love
Yeah,
your definition of midheaven because
thanks.
that's that expansion is sort of like what I've been working with.
Yeah.
We
Okay,
are
cool. You
talking about
ready
big mission.
for the
Yes.
bombshell?
Okay.
Okay. I I don't normally, I'm not normally this unhinged in my astrology readings. I'm usually much more what's the word? Diplomatic. So you're getting the best of me. Um,
Roast me. I've only pulled two cards for you. You
we're just
think you're
getting
getting
started.
spared?
Mm,
Yeah, hurt
I was
me.
hoping. Okay, so um, your midheaven is in Aries, which I can totally see, but it feels. I can also see the Libra. It's such a good blend because you're so like lovely and you're very conscious of, I don't know, like how you are affecting people, like self-awareness. You have a lot of self-awareness. And you're very beautiful and lovely, but you can get fiery. And it's such a like it's such a nice juxtaposition because I feel like when those things are not in balance, people really rub me the wrong way. And that's just a personal thing. Anyway, okay.
Yes.
So you have this origin in Libra, which is a beautiful softening. And then you have this Aries fiery energy of like, I don't have to care what you think. And like this is your midheaven, right? Is like I don't have to care what you think, and I put all of my passion into my projects, and there's just this like unabashed sense of self. And we're talking about like fear of showing up fully. It's like that fear is burnt up, literally. But okay, so here's the bombshell. You're Chiron, dude, or Chiron right now. Chiron right now. Yes, let's see. Yeah, those are the progression or the transits. Um, it's moving through Aries. It's gonna be there for the next couple 4 years because it's when it moves out of my relationship house. So, and I'm predicting that's when I'm gonna get married. Anyway, it's a long transit and it's moving through your midheaven right now. And so Chiron is this, um, your past, the wounds of your past coming up. And what you then choose to do with it can be really beautiful, right? If we accept the teachings, because Chiron in mythology was a teacher, if we accept accept it. Like accept that those experiences have contributed to who we are and we might have these huge feelings because of it. Like being with it, then it's a source of wisdom and strength and something you can share with others, like we're doing right now, of hey, this is what I've experienced, this is what I've been through. Look, I'm like kind of on the other side. And if you're not, look at all this cool stuff I know that might be able to help. Um, and for you personally experiencing it, I would imagine it's like very intense, very emotionally charged. But I think that you have such a beautiful way of approaching, healing and moving through these emotions that, you definitely got it. You're already you're already killing it.
I am though. And it's like I am at this point. That's not a flex. That's me saying I've been to the gym every day for the last 7 years. I better have
Mm,
something to show for it. I better at
mm,
least not fall off the treadmill. That is what this is about. So
yeah.
that is so aligned because something when this portal opened, something awakened in me that was a new feeling,
Mm,
kind of like the way that we isolate parts of ourselves that we're afraid
mm-hmm.
of. I felt one integrate.
Mm,
And, integration, and I don't want to get too esoteric with this, but it's you have moments of the self coming back to the self in this process as you
yeah,
rebuild.
absolutely.
And that means you have to process and live through the reintegration of difficult, painful
Yeah,
memories. It's a part of
yeah.
healing.
Hmm.
So that's really cool because the more I integrate, it's not like, oh, I'm getting stronger, I'm taking supplements. It's it's like the exposure therapy at some point becomes a critical mass that you are accepting what's happened to you from a higher perspective
Yeah,
because of the work you've done to process and feel through it, that when they come
yeah,
up, you understand.
yeah.
And I'm just, I'm really excited because what's come up is feminine rage,
Mm.
which is so Aries. It's
So
not
Aries, so good.
like I felt this arising with this integration that was like, I feel earth connected, but I also feel lava hot
Mm.
magma. Like I feel connected
Yes.
to real earth energy and I feel the anger of Mother Earth right
Yeah,
now. And I love
yeah,
that. So
yeah.
so it's hilarious. And like what triggered this like little thing? Like, cause you did like a dark goddess ritual. I felt like I had one
Mm-hmm.
when I was at pottery last night because I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't trim these pots that had dried up and shriveled. And I was like, you
Oh.
know what? I'll just kill you. I don't need you.
Mm.
You're disposable. I can make more of you. It's not all that there is.
Woo!
I've got plenty to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just like, it made me feel liberated because I no longer give a
Mm.
fuck. Okay, I lost 5 pots. I'll throw 5 more. It's like that feeling of like, fuck, I don't care is so liberating. And I'm like, not
Mm.
angry of it, but I have this anger of like righteous indignation of like,
Yeah,
yeah, like fuck, you can't tell me nothing. Aries can be like that, but this is coming from Libra where it's like, oh,
yeah.
I earn these battle scars to know you don't put your head in a ceiling fan more than twice before you really. So, thank you. Amazing. And I'm so excited.
Mm.
Mm,
So good.
mm. Okay. Are we still pulling cards about your writer's
No,
block?
let's do something more interesting. I mean, not that that's not interesting, but I feel like I kind of understand what it's about.
Isn't that terrible? We need something spicier.
I know.
We want to, we need,
I feel like
I'm
you
gonna
need
let
to,
my, just read
yeah,
you.
yeah. Oh,
Any
it's my
card,
favorite
any card.
color.
Ah, this is so pretty. Love this deck. Absolutely love it.
Mm.
I kept the two out, the Divine Masculine and the Ace of Pentacles while I
Cool.
reshuffled because I want to keep them here, which I don't
Yeah.
normally do, but I was like, nah, we got a couple readings going on.
Yeah, I did that today in a deck that I don't usually do.
Interesting. This is hilarious.
Oh, lay it on me.
Cosmic Union.
Okay.
No, not an eclipse energy right now. Not a light and dark. Not a
Literally an
completion of a
eclipse.
cycle. Literally an
Okay. Whew.
eclipse.
Oh my
Cosmic
God, my
Union is
heart. Keep going, keep going. Just my heart's opening.
King of Cups upside down.
Mm,
This is to me speaking to what we were talking about earlier. If it's not a release of feeling, it's an integration of feeling.
okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm. Yeah, because fuck. Okay, so I haven't looked at my chart because I'm scared. And that is great because it's going through my 12th house. And the 12th house is all about things that are hidden. And I did that reel the other day that was like, oh, what to expect, with the eclipse. And I wasn't personalizing it. I was just going through, my process of what is it going to be like in the 12th house? What is it like going to be in the first house? But mine was facing yourself. So it totally makes sense that it's not oh, there's a pattern, oh, there's a habit, oh, there's thoughts. Oh, there's an experience I had. It's like, no, there's parts of myself that I'm not accepting or seeing. And that feels bad for them. I can kind of feel it. I can kind of feel their hurt feelings?
Hmm.
Mm. Okay. Whoa.
The
The blood
moon,
moon,
the blood
bro.
moon.
Oh my
And I feel
God.
like this is also like I like this the way that these are positioned. I'll try to hold them up like so you can see like how are they falling. Because I look at the orientation. You have Cosmic Union
Mm.
right side up, you have King of Cups upside down, you have the moon upside down. And like everybody's like, why do you do upside reversal readings? Because I think you see shit differently one way or the other, bro. When I
Yeah.
see it this way, I feel like there's an energy coming down, and this way I feel like the energy is going
Yeah.
up. And I feel like this energy again, like the King of Cups, kind of like pouring into you. I think the moon
Mm.
is bringing it into you.
Yeah.
Whoa. So you're not even, in my mind, the moon is our intuition, and you're in the 12th house. These facings of yourself, and I'm not speaking as the astrologer here, but the 12th house being the house of the invisible and the
Mm.
hidden, the moon is the hidden. The moon is the
Yeah.
inside. It's the intuition. So there's an integration coming through intuitively, says the cards,
Yeah.
through your
Oh,
body. Holy fuck, you're
yeah.
getting a download. You're getting a software
Yeah.
upgrade.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
like I
Wow.
don't have to do anything but drink water and allow myself to have these experiences. I love
Careful what you
Mercury.
say. Me too. So again, when we're talking about these experiences, Mercury showing up, Mercury being retrograde.
Mm.
When Mercury shows up in a reading, basically it's like, okay, now on
Mm.
top of all of this, we get to talk about how are you speaking to yourself in all of this? How are you talking yourself through it? Because that voice,
Hmm.
if you don't talk nicely inside of yourself when you're going through something hard, you lash out at others.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
we know that we've talked about this week. Like frustrations
Hmm.
are high. Give me a fucking second, god damn it, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
because you're a single fucking competent person. This is the guys,
Yeah.
I'm not this much of a people hater. It's just like it's
She's not.
Virgo.
She's not. She's one of the sweetest people I know.
It's I'm a I it is a Virgo moon
Yeah.
that like if you could see my eyes, inside of my eyes is like the obsessive need to control things to the point where I could
Mm.
be a serial killer. And
Amen. Sorry.
I don't want to be, but the neuroses of what,
Oh,
like, I would be so good at it
I'm
because
just
I
so
would have
glad other
every
people
detail
feel
planned
this
out.
way.
I feel like, well, there's a lot of Virgo serial killers. I think I just outed myself of having a very prominent Virgo placement, which, you know what? If that's a turnoff for you, you're probably a Sagittarius. And you know what?
Oh, oh, you said it, man.
I don't want you around anyway because you talk too
Ah,
loud.
ah, see, this is the other part of shadow work. Like when I get to witness you being fully in, like, this is how I feel. These are my thoughts. It's so good. It makes me feel so seen. It like clears those blocks. It feels really good on this end too.
I'm so glad because, again, what you're experiencing, and I know it's like, okay, there's a force behind this. Some people see the anger as like negative and you're very sensitive to it. But if you're desensitizing yourself to anger and you're feeling these emotions, this rawness, it is absolutely a part of a spiritual process we don't talk enough
Yeah.
about because righteous anger has a purpose. Men
Mm.
have anger all the
Yeah.
time without purpose. If ours is righteous, it means we're feeling something and we're feeling alive and we're bleeding for something, not in a masochist way or martyrdom way. It's like, this is the blood within my veins that cares so much about this.
Yeah. It's like love.
Like love, like a bleeding heart. And I'm loving that part of my
Yeah.
feminine energy right now because
Mm.
like
Yeah.
I have I have a like very gender queer identity that I love my androgyny. I love my they in themness of like my whole
Yeah.
entity, especially in my higher being, because I'm in a body, but I'm not my body. But when I do connect into my divine feminine and the authentic energy of it, not like, like this is cute shit, right? I love kawaii shit. I love community. I
Yeah.
love like beauty of human bodies. But the feminine one is such a wellspring of creation, wellspring of
Yeah.
outpouring of love, wet water, the moon. It so to me feels again
Mm.
like a garden versus a
Yeah.
library. So I'm loving that energy and connection to the feminine now as like with this earth tie, with this very visceral connection to moon cycles and nature. And it's just beautiful, but it's raw. And I think that rawness gives me permission because nature's impeccable beauty comes from rawness.
Yeah. Like volcanoes. Pff, gorgeous.
Oh, love a
Stunning.
volcano.
Stunning.
I could watch
Incredible.
volcano videos all day.
Ah.
Oh God. It's like,
And that's how
oh,
I think that's how I feel like witnessing like feminine righteous anger. It's just this like, yes, like, yeah, you know? Uh, fuck yeah.
fuck
Perfect,
yeah.
perfect. Midheaven and Aries. Um, I think I have to go eat some food. I think
Good.
it's dinner time for me.
Excellent. I hope you have a wonderful meal. This chat was awesome.
Yeah. Let's see.